We're dropping knowledge on Grambo grows, talking about plants and how they go. Let's go. From seeds to the cure, we always smoke pure. Nothing but good vibes up in here. We blaze the ganja, keep it fire. Grambo grows, burning desire. Learn about cultivation, step by step. You can rock out the negativity. Cannabis vibes on here. Grambo grow, rhymes up here. Grow, I bring you life.
Hello. Welcome everybody to the Late Night Smoke, your last chance to get on the bus of cannabis, growing, smoking, enjoying all things cannabis. I always want to steal Gabe's line. All things cannabis lifestyle, growing and lifestyle relate. What did he say? I don't even know. I hear him say it every single week for 2 years. I still don't know what he says. Guys, welcome to the Late Night Smoke. You know what it is. My name's Josh Grambo. Nothing but good vibes up in here. And yeah. It's been a week. You guys know we very publicly the Dude Grow show was deleted this last week, and we didn't miss a beat. I got to give it up to the team. Shout out to the guys. And before we get a shout out to the guys, let's get a shout out to Tall Boy, dropping 5 gift subs out in there. If you guys want to become GramBoard, we do a post show after this every single night. I get way too real. If you think I get real, there's always the joke at like about an hour, I start saying like crazy stuff about my life that I shouldn't be admitting in public. Well, if you think that stuff is a little too real, let's just say that yeah, once we hit that post show, you want to know who I'm in bed with? I'll tell you. You want to know who's under my bed? I'll tell you. You want to know who's in my trunk? I'll tell you. Are any of those things true? Probably not. But come join the post show to find out. So thank you, Tall Boy, for those gift subs. If you guys want to join, it's right next to the subscribe button. If you want to support for free, hit that subscribe button. And definitely, I will give a quick shout out that another way that you can support me right now is to head over, look at this barren channel over here. It's called the Dude Grow Show 3.0. If you type in Dude Grow Show 3.0, Dude Grow Show Live also will bring it up. It's we only have 2 videos, and we're bringing it back. So if you want to sub here, if you want to sub there, if you want to join, I appreciate all your guys' support and everything that's going on right now in the cannabis community. We are in the midst of what's behind the scenes with me, Scott, Dude, Banner, High C, From the Stash Guys, I Can THC. We're just calling it the Purge, man. We're in the Purge. Even Jug Dealers got deleted from Twitter the other day. You can put hardcore like videos and like conspiracy theories and all sorts of shenanigans on, like, Twitter's wide open. Twitter's like, you can do whatever you want. And then they got taken down over there. So I don't know what's going on. Do you guys know what's going on? Leave a comment if you know what's going on. Leave a comment if you know what the hell we should do. It is a weird time. So definitely not just me, not just Dude Grows. Support your favorite content creators. And who knows, maybe there will be a cannabis-friendly YouTube equivalent getting started by somebody around here. I actually was talking with Scotty the other day, and I was like, yeah, there could be a space for that. And he goes, could be a good project for you. And I go, you know what? That's not the worst advice I've ever been given. You know what, Scotty Real? He actually gives good advice sometimes. Actually, as an inside joke at the bakery, we'll always give each other shit about actually. We'll be like, yeah, he'll be like, you're actually funny. I go, Scott, you actually have good advice. It's one of those funny things. So shout out to High C. He's always informing us about the language. Oh, and welcome extract seller Kyle. This was a weekend. We're going to have to bring Scotty in here in a second. He just got all of his equipment figured out. He just popped in. Me, Scotty, Mrs. Real, extract seller Kyle, taking tops. We all went out partying. We went hitting the clubs this weekend for real. It was shenanigans. It was shenanigans. And then Kyle's referring to I bought ladenpaid.com. I don't know. There's the two things I'm fascinated with: business and things, So if you want to get laid, you want to get paid, come follow me over there. It doesn't exist yet, but I bought the domain, so it exists. So yes, it was a freaking blast. So thank you, Kyle, for taking us out to dinner. He treated me and Tops and Mrs. Cat, or not Mrs. One-Eyed Cat, but our friend Cat, to a beautiful Italian dinner. It was a damn good time. And so I'm going to bring Scott in right now as I thank who hit a skunk. Welcome to the Gramborg, my friend. I'll see you for the after show. So thank you guys. We are I hate when people say without further ado. Does anyone know what ado means? No one knows. But for right now, we're gonna bring in my boy, your boy, the bakery boss himself, Scotty Real.
What's up, man? What's up? How you living, brother?
I'm living good. This is the first day that I've I guess yesterday too. The first couple of days that I've actually felt all better. I had you had the what we kind of dubbed the no smell flu there a couple weeks ago, and then I end up getting it. Couldn't smell for a day or two. My gut has been wrecked for the better part of 10 days. So Scotty, I'm actually feeling pretty good.
Hell yeah, man. Cool. I'm hang on. I'm tripping because I'm watching the YouTube as well. It's freaking me out. I see myself in a 30-second delay, sir. All right. Grambo, I needed you, man. I want you to know I set up for this probably at 7:23. I started setting up for this. And man, sometimes a little behind the scenes, we're just bullshitting, right?
Of course.
I've heard your show. I've seen your show. We're just bullshitting. Dude, but I have Grambo. So he comes to the studio. If something's not working, it's his problem. And sometimes, unfortunately, dude has just himself and maybe a big stick he's trying to focus the camera with. And I do feel for him, man. It's because, dude, yeah, sometimes this stuff just don't want to work, man. You know what I had to do to get it to work today, Grambo?
Did you turn it off and turn it back on?
It was essentially the mic wouldn't. The audio wouldn't work. I had to turn it down and then turn it back up. Then you know what I mean? Like sometimes. That's why I love you, brother, and appreciate you.
It is I always tell anyone I work with, and then also a shout out to Tall Boy dropping the dollars on. Welcome Soil and Green, dropping that gift sub.
Soil and Green. Dude, it's made out of people.
Scotty loves that.
Hey, are you too young for that, Grambo, for Soil and Green? And
that's one of those things that's become so pop culture-y. I've never actually seen it, but I'm very well aware that Soil and Green is people.
Yeah. I turned on the TV one time when I was younger, and there was a movie called Green Slime on. And it had this like 60s green slime. It was like a psychedelic. It was freaking awesome, man. I bet you we can find it on YouTube now.
Sounds like some sort of new concentrate the kids would be hitting. It's like, dude, you tried green slime, or like a strain name? You tried green slime? It's like, oh yeah, that's the dank, bro.
Ready, man? Slime has a brain. They put slime in these mazes, and they can teach it, or it teaches itself how to get through the mazes the most efficiently. Is that crazy or what, man?
Yes. Which is actually a great lead in to the conversation tonight, talking about, so I titled this clean plants start with dirty soil. I mean, that's, we've talked about this a lot. Everyone knows you're the microbe man. What did I say today? I was like, it's a dirty job, but tonight I got the micro of microbes, Scotty Real.
What's so dirty about him, man? What's so dirty about him, Grambo? Huh?
Why?
The microbes take offense to that, man. All right, hang on.
You tell me.
Ain't nothing dirty about me, man. I'm magic, baby.
Yeah. Every time I went to a hydro store a couple of months ago, and I was like, kind of hanging around the fucking the recharge and the grow dots. And the guy was like, oh, you thinking about getting some recharge and grow dots? And I was like, yeah, tell me about it. And he actually raved about it. I was like, yeah, it's a buddy of mine.
Got it. I have a gold rope chain. I hang this around when I go out, man.
I'm surprised you don't. I'm gonna get, when we cross 100,000 subscribers on this new channel, I'm gonna get you a big recharge medallion.
All right, chat, just for fun, man. Me and Grambo's going to be in Denver. I was in Denver the same night. Kyle, Tops, all those guys were there. Come on, come over and hang out, man. So they come over for whatever. Come over, we smoke weed. Come on, let's go out. And man, I let Kat pick the club. I said, come on, I didn't want to take. I'm old, man. I didn't want to take, go out to someplace lame. I'm like, hey, there's a rooftop deck over here that serves beer. And man, what was that place called? The something pickle?
It was called the Disco Pig.
The Disco Pig. There you go.
We went to Disco Pig. We didn't know what to expect. And it was a hot club, baby.
And man, I was pretty high. I was over there, and Mrs. Real was there. Oh shit, you got footage, man. See, I'm having a good time, man.
We had a legit amazing time. It's rare that we go out. Us going out is usually like dinner or something, but this night, we went out.
You posted that crap, Grambo?
I had to.
Oh, no. I remember one time my wife was just like, no, don't do that. Don't do that. But by the way, I was having
anytime you look into my camera, that shit's getting posted.
I had a great time, and then I'm dancing like that, and my wife goes to me, we're the oldest people here, right? And I'm like, oh yeah, by far we are, man. And then this one girl comes up to my wife. She's like, oh my God, you're awesome. You remind me of my mom. And I was like, shit, we're in the wrong place, man. We're in the wrong place.
Is that the girl that I took on the dance floor right after that?
It is. Grambo with the bold move, man. She was talking to the hand. It says, come on, let's dance. And took her to that dance.
So I walk up and she's talking to Mrs. Real, and I just walk up and I was like, are you hitting on my girl over here? And she's like, oh no, I'm just talking to her. And then she asked my name. She goes, what's your name? A beautiful woman doesn't ask your name unless she wants you to grab her hand and take her to the dance floor.
You just give you sometimes they do.
No, not me. Not the balls.
True, man. Anyway, that was a good time, man. I see cool people in the chat, man. Canorado Chris, who on the way home, I dropped off a big fat real bucket system for him, man. He's gonna make me look good. Hell yeah.
Another victim of the purge. His YouTube got taken down over there with Seed to Harvest. It's we're going through it.
I gotta tell you, I really enjoy. I like Chris a lot. Chris, I love you, brother. And he was telling me, he's like, oh man, I just finished my live, and I could just tell how happy it makes him. And all of us making this content really does bring some joy to us. I think it's like a communication thing. We get to, send what we're thinking about, our vibes to people, and then it's pretty amazing that they can, they send them back, with all the feedback right here, man. Look, I'm getting woos and 100% over there,
It is it is a blessing to have so many amazing people. I told you before I got with Dude Grows, I freelanced all over the place. I did all sorts of different things, and I worked for a sleep education company. Think Dude Grows, but for sleep. All just like different mattresses, techniques, breathing techniques. We get so much hate in the comments over at the sleep education channel, and YouTube's just toxic everywhere you go, but not in the cannabis space. Y'all really make our lives amazing.
Yeah. Honestly, I remember Jay Maestro has been our site admin for as long as I can remember. And in the beginning, I remember being like, dude, people are really nice. The comments are really nice. And he was just laughing his ass off because he was just deleting all the mean comments, and there were plenty.
Well, I don't do that. It's just very, very nice. Unless someone's like douchey about it, then they get the boot. But yeah, no.
Man, it's not me, it's you. Sometimes, there's it's not you, it's me. There's the it's not me, it's you. Sometimes, man, where you can't help everybody be happy. Jesus, it's hard enough to be happy, man. I shouldn't say hard enough, but life's pretty tough, man. You can throw you some curveballs. So yeah, keeping yourself happy is I don't know. Yeah. It's an
just before we got
process,
on here,
right?
Instagram recommended me a Norm Macdonald video, and so I was like, I'll watch this. And the bit was like, he's like, I hate when people are like, I don't know why anyone would kill themselves. And he goes, oh, you don't? And he's got this whole
Jesus.
I'm like, It's very, very funny.
Jesus. I'm going
It's
to take
from,
you a card, brother. You want a card?
Grab me a card. What do we got here? I'll take a
Oblique
card.
strategies here, man. Oblique strategies.
What do we got?
Remove and I'm doing another one, man. That's too
Ambiguities.
hard, man. I know, but still, man, who am I, the dude? Yeah, try faking it, Grambo. Try faking it, huh?
Oh, I've tried that. It works well enough. So Scott has this just box full of random like inspirational quotes and thoughts and
it's curated, man. They're very
Taoisms.
Curated,
it's very curated.
See? Be dirty, Grambo. Be dirty. Then that, then a little kind of relevant, right?
That's exactly right. So let's get into it. Why is clean growing bad, Scotty Real? I remember back in the day, there'd be the deep water culture and everything. Everyone's trying to use peroxide and things like that. Why is keeping clean a bad thing in growing anything, especially cannabis?
There was a classic, it was like a saying that some soil biologist, nature abhors a vacuum. Nature hates a vacuum. And then I heard somebody else be like, no, it doesn't hate a vacuum. It's nature. It just fills the vacuum. So if you've got something that's totally sterile, if you just peroxided your roots, or when you just brush your teeth, then what happens afterwards, man? It starts, it makes room for bacteria or fungi or whatever, mostly bacteria, and they fill that vacuum. So if you have a ton of good bag, the idea with soil and healthy soil is to have enough air in there. What is that look, Grambo?
I
could be on a
I need glasses.
Or something, man.
I'm trying to so I was curious because we say that, and then I'm always thinking like, what's abhor mean?
It means hate. Hate,
regard with disgust or hatred.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I would say nature doesn't abhor a vacuum; it just fills a vacuum. You are correct, sir.
Yeah, like in 9th grade, whatever vocabulary word I had then, I can remember. Like lugubrious. I've never used that word in my life, but it means ridiculously mournful. And I can't remember what happened last week. Well,
I got to tell you, this whole YouTube deletion situation is quite lugubrious, and I think
it sucks, man. I'm not we're not gonna dwell on it, Grambo. We're not gonna dwell on it.
Yeah,
I have no idea. So the soil, man. Yeah, and if you load it with good bacteria, then there's no room for the pathogens. That's why the aerobic bacteria, the ones that live, that need air to live, that's why you want well aerated soil. Those things are like nutrient cyclers. They can make their own, they can regulate their own pH in the root zone. They're pretty amazing. And when they die, they take carbon from the plant. The plant sends a little bit of carbon down in the form of carbohydrates. It sends a little bit of that down to the soil, and then that's what feeds the microbes. There's actually sugar that comes out of the roots as exudates, and it feeds the microbes. And when the microbes die, they got carbon. It's pretty trippy. They got the carbon from the air. They manipulated the plant to rip the CO2 off the air, which how the hell's a microbe under the ground going to do that? They manipulated the plant to remove that CO2, take that carbon, combine it with the water, turn it into sugar, pump it down to the roots and feed them. That's manipulation right there. Microbes were there first, by the way. They've got a couple million years jump on things,
Fascinating. Yeah, no,
I smoked the whole joint, man. Right before I started this show, I smoked the whole joint, man.
Because it's crazy. Like the fact that anything in our bodies works, the fact that nature works. That's why I started leaning into simulation theory. I was like, what the hell is going on? Is any of this real?
Nature fills a vacuum, right? So what do you got in your stomach, right? You eat that food, you chew it up a little bit. It gets acid. Hey, Angus 420, what's up? The acid breaks it down, softens it up in your stomach, and then it makes it so you've got your whole intestines is microbes, and you've got microbial digestion going on there, man. They have colonized us. They have colonized the plants. And I mean, if you think about it, that's almost the same thing as what that's microbes processing food that is not in a plant available, a person available form, processing it, and then getting it into the body. It's freaking amazing how I don't know, a lot of things are similar, man.
And then so with it's always been fascinating to me. Like I've never quite been able to even wrap my head around how salt-based nutrients work. Like it's not the way organics work where they really lean on the microbes to like do everything. Salts are designed to like have ion exchange, the cations, and everything is going around. And then the microbes still help with the salt. That's what's so fascinating. People think, oh, I grow with like famously, like with New Millennium nutrients, a lot of people here will use New Millennium. Well, they don't have a micro product, and people are like, oh, they must not, and they'll be like, they don't require it, and it doesn't require it, just like we don't require anything past the 17 essential nutrients. But like, you're going to want fulvics in there, you're going to want humics in there, you're going to want enzymatic systems going on in there.
It is crazy how that does work, man. I was that whole cation exchange thing, I have to study things so I can do those Scotty Real 420 short forms and spit things out like it's been in my brain for 50 years. But man, I was trying to really understand cation exchange, and I'm like, I know the soil is a negative is like a piece of metal. It's like negatively charged, and then all those nutrients are positively charged. But and then they're all bonded to that soil particle. I was like, what do they exchange? You know what I mean? Like what keeps them unbonded to the soil particle? Especially you got like calcium or double positive charge. You got them single positive charges. And it's super trippy. I never fully understood this. All right. But water, right? Water is made out of H2O. Dude, remember you're talking those proton pumps, whatever you were just talking about. There's things in the roots or right in that root system that can separate the hydrogen from the oxygen. And then what is pH? Potential of hydrogen, right? Potential of hydrogen.
Yeah,
right?
Potential of hydrogen.
That's the amount of hydrogen ions that the plant's splitting the hydrogen from the oxygen, takes the oxygen and makes carbohydrates out of it, right? And then it takes that hydrogen, and that's what it lowers there, and that's what it exchanges to get the nutrient. So if there's a double positive charge for like a magnesium or a calcium, it throws two hydrogen ions there, double positive, two positive ions, and it knocks the nutrient off into the water. Then the water gets sucked up. It's a trip, man.
Yeah, this goes back to what you and I talked about how, like, if you would have just asked me cold, like what a plant is made of, I would have been like, oh, it's made of like nitrogen and potassium. And no, it's not. It's single percentage points, if not fractions of percentage points of those sort of 5%. Things. It's 45% carbon, 45% oxygen, and then hydrogen after that, and all the way down, it starts getting minuscule. It's made of carbon. Plants are made of the air.
I was sitting there trying to think of an analogy today, and I came up with cake. And I was like, all right, you're baking a cake. And then I Googled how much of Uncle Strawberry. All right, man. How much of cake is made out of flour, or same thing, carbohydrates, either oxygen, hydrogen, or carbon. And it was the same. 95% of a cake is made out of oxygen, hydrogen, or carbon, and 95% of plant material is made out of oxygen, hydrogen, or carbon.
Really?
Yeah. And then the rest, because I was making the analogy, you know what the rest is? Like what our nutrients are, then N, P, and K, and all those nutrients. That's like the baking soda, the tablespoon or teaspoon of oil, the pinch of salt, all that stuff. The whole cake ain't going to work unless you've got that stuff. But mostly it's made out of the same stuff that plants are made out of: oxygen, hydrogen, and carbon. All right. Isn't that mind-blowing?
It is. Once again, people that watch me for a while know my quote. You probably already know it in your head. I always say in cannabis growing, you go from stoner to quantum mechanics in 4 moves. You ask why 4 times, you're into quantum wave function.
All right. So who's it there? Robert Barron says, mind blown. And I'm walking around. Oh man, that is cool. My mind's blown. And then I'm sitting there making some lunch, and I'm like, hey, wait a minute. What is bread made out of? And I'm like, it's just ground up plants, right? That's all flour is. And I felt that's smart, man.
That's weird.
I got back. Yeah. It got full circular.
It literally is. Literally everything is kind of like if you break it down, it's like there's plant and animal, and then inorganic things, and everything's made of. We talked about this before that, but with electrical, valences and everything is made of nothing, and we should all be scared.
So crazy, man. It is so crazy. I read this book that talked a little bit about quantum physics, just had a chapter about it. And it was like, only when you're looking at stuff, it behaves one. It was like that light thing. What is that double slit experiment? You know what that is? Is light a photon or a particle? And like, I get it. I'm sorry. Is it a particle or a wave? And
yes,
I'd like to understand that. I would, but it's a little above.
That's known as the collapse of the wave function. It's a wave when you're not looking at it. It's a particle when you look at it. I actually saw a guy talking about AI where he said that we'll know that AI is conscious when it can collapse the wave function on the double slit experiment. Right now, if you put a camera on an AI agent, it stays a wave.
Trippy. Wow.
Yeah. So trippy. And I will say there is some controversy behind the observer effect. There is some people, because like we have to measure things. It's not just like a camera can't see a photon. We have to send electromagnetic beams to interact with the photon. So we're interacting with the photon when we're looking at it. So there's some debate on whether consciousness truly collapses the wave function or if it's human interference.
You lost me. I'm done, man. Can we talk about weed?
We could talk about weed. There is no spoon, Scotty.
I'm just
funny, yeah, it's crazy. Man. So you were telling me, let's get more into, because we were having some drinks. We were smoking a whole bunch of ganja. We were out on Friday. We were out at your Denver pad, and you were telling me about like your experiments with like you had insane ppms in your real buckets, and you're playing around with it. I think now I'm in the right headspace to like, let's dig into what was going on with your real buckets. You're trying some new stuff.
It's private stuff, man. That's private stuff.
Oh yeah.
I want a moron in my own, in my own. Jesus, man. How many times do we talk about that being a moron? Like meaning that you just want to pour more nutrients on. Like I'm literally going to do a short form about it because I was a moron, man.
I had never actually, maybe I've heard it, but it never really clicked in my head. We're like only morons pour more on.
Yeah.
Like, oh shit,
man, my plants.
That's a t-shirt.
My plants, I was like, man, why don't they look good? I'm giving them 90 grams of grow dots, and I'm in my 3 gallons. It should be tons, that's plenty. And meanwhile, what's the 15, 30, 45 would be the actual dose. So I was giving it basically double the dose. And then sure enough, man, like we were talking about the hydrogen and all that stuff and how it can change the pH in the root zone. If you've got too much nutrient and the plants aren't using it, it stays in the root zone, ends up screwing the pH up, man. And that's what happened. Those things consistently break down. And I had twice as much as I needed. And man, it just screwed. I was like, wait a minute, it's not a nutrient lockout. What is it? And it was pH. It was screwing the pH up. And I know I always talk about, I don't have to worry about pH. If you don't have to worry about pH if you set things up right. But my God, yeah, I was a moron. I poured more on, bro.
Another fascinating thing that you told me is like, depending on where you live, your water quality changes.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah.
Season to season, right?
Yep. They change it. For me, they change it once a year, or I guess twice a year, theoretically. But yeah.
Okay.
Yep. And it gets higher. It's like 9 something now.
Yeah. You had water coming out of your tap that you weren't expecting to be at 9.5.
I should bottle alkaline water, bro. It's alkaline.
They do.
Anyway, but I spent all, that's what got me thinking about the whole cation exchange and all that stuff was flushing those buckets out. I sat there with just CalMag and just poured, I think 3 gallons of CalMag on a 3-gallon container, of solution rather. And the idea is those double bonds just knock the sodium off, or just knock a bunch, the ammonium, all that stuff off. And you can kind of start from scratch again. But man, it took like 3-5 gallons to get it down to 1,500 parts per million. There's a lot of salts in there.
Yeah, it's so crazy. All these little things you take for granted. One little variable changes inside of your ecosystem, and it throws the whole ecosystem into disarray.
I mean, it's not really one little variable. I'll give you an example. I got those autoflowers. I planted them, and I
Scotty
texted
actually
Court.
popped those autoflowers. If you guys watch Dude Grow Show, they're actually in soil. How about that?
Sad thing is, I didn't plant these ones. I planted other ones. Those are my prop autoflowers. All right.
When you got night owl seeds on deck, you gotta,
yeah. Yes. All right. Hang on. Autoflowers. Oh yeah. So I texted Cortez the Conqueror, shout out. I said, hey man, I already mixed one bucket with 60 grams. How much should I be using for these autoflowers? 45 grams. 45. I mean, so my point is, don't put more stuff on. Just don't think that more is better. Well, that's what the joke is with more CalMag.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes.
Those shirts are awesome. They're very soft. I anytime I wear my No More CalMag shirt, I even call it No More CalMag. No, more CalMag. I want a No More CalMag shirt. That's going to be in the GRAMBO.shop if you want a Grambo shirt.
Shit happens, junkyard grows like vodka in the fish tank, man.
Like vodka in the fish tank. Does that happen? Junkyard grows?
Dude, I got stung. You know those the fish that are they have all the points in those, what are they called? Like the Japanese fighting fish or something. They have poison gills. It was like, no, it's like these ones, I can't remember. They're like a Japanese something, and they have all these poison gills on them. And sure enough, I'm probably the only one that's gotten stung by one inside of a fish tank before. I was cleaning, I had one, I was cleaning the filter and I dropped it and I went like that. And sure enough, man, right into the poison barbs of a Japanese fighting fish. Turns out it hurts a lot.
I can imagine.
Yeah.
So if we were starting, if someone out there, because it's always amazing to me, I've lived in this like obsessive growing world for so long that it's often surprising to me to find out how many people in our cannabis community are actually fairly new. I look into chat and I just go, oh, half of these people know more than me, but then surprisingly, it's like, oh, people are like, oh, it's my first grow, it's my second grow. What does other than recharge? I mean, and we'll definitely go with recharge. That was always my secret weapon. One of my favorite moments is when my old buddy that taught me to grow back in the good old boy days, I used to always tell him about recharge, and I was like, oh, it helps your pH, does all this stuff. And then like 3 years later, he brought it up to me. He's like, bro, I discovered this new thing. I got to tell you about it. He's like, it's called recharge. I was like, bro, I told you about that. No one listens until like they find the situation. So if you aren't using any microbes, if you're trying to keep things clean, what can people do as brand new growers? There's and let me ask a follow-up question, I guess, or a pre-question is, what led you to recharge? It didn't come out of a vacuum to you. Were you messing with teas? Was that the way, like back in the day? Is that how we got our microbes, was teas and ferments and things?
Castings, earthworm castings was where I learned that, holy crap, adding a little bit of microbes to the mix really helps. I was more of a top dresser than a tea guy, the kind of guy that leaves the water running when he's filling the 2-gallon bucket. So actually brewing a tea, but the earthworm castings were amazing. And then when I first got here, I'm always trying to learn a bit more and had the whole, I don't know if I'll say imposter syndrome. I don't know. I just wanted to get really good at growing. When I came here from Florida, I knew how to do it. I didn't know exactly what to do. I knew what to do. I didn't know actually why I was doing it. And when I was on all the forums, I saw folks, mycorrhizae, and it was the most amazing thing, mycorrhizae. And so I started learning about it, and mycorrhizae, and on paper it sounds amazing. It is amazing stuff, but it's going to invaginate your roots and form an external root system. And yeah, by the way, that doesn't need pH. When you get mycorrhizae roots, they don't give a shit about pH. They can take anything in at a really wide pH and get it right into the root, man. Anyway, there was all this.
Tell me about that. That's fascinating.
The trichoderma is one that can regulate the pH as well. It can make, what do they call them? Carbonates, or it can make acids depending on the environment. But all those things are, and then the bacteria, the bacillus, and there's so many of those, and those are the workhorses. They solubilize nutrient. They can regulate their own pH by making acids. And don't forget, when these things die, they repopulate quickly. And when they die, they are just carbon in the soil. So now they're enriching the soil. And one more thing, nature fills a vacuum. So if you're a new grower, I would tell you that there's no such thing as sterile. Like, think of brushing your teeth. There you got germs, bacteria growing on them within a couple hours. Same thing with your roots. So instead of trying to keep your roots super clean, they've been, for your millions of years, they have been having these relationships with microbes, and the microbes process food, keep them alive, keep them healthy. And then the plant feeds the microbes. So it's I would just warn them against doing a sterile root zone. Let them know that soil should be alive, even if you get something like cocoa that's not super alive. I guess just because they sterilize it, right? But it sure lends itself to soil biology. In nature, there's plenty of biology growing on it. You've seen that white buzz on coconuts, and that's trichoderma. Those colonizing it.
Yeah, all right, that makes sense. I've known you for so long, and I never asked, and it makes full sense now, because I remember back in the day when I used to just study grow 2015, 14, when I was just moving out to Colorado trying to get everything down, and I had a little notebook full of J Maestro lessons, Scotty and Dude lessons, whatever it was. I had a bunch of different notebooks, all with lessons from people. And I remember having a recipe for cocoa mixed with worm castings. And so it makes sense. You don't use worm castings anymore, because you took the best part and just put it into a special little package.
Yes. I like to water it in. Man, I got no problem with earthworm castings. Use them.
Yeah.
Dig them.
Really?
Yeah. I don't,
even till this day, huh?
Yeah, I mean, thank God there's enough people that buy Recharge, and they know that it's good stuff. And, but I don't have to go force it. I want you to just use microbes. I'm on Team Microbe. If you can only get earthworm castings where you're at, try them. Sprinkle a little bit on and water them in. Recharge is amazing stuff. So if you can get Recharge and try it, I think you'll love it. But I'm just on Team Microbes. I would tell people that they should understand that it's a relationship, a microbial relationship.
Yes, I recommend it. Go over to realgrowers.com, go over to Amazon, pick some up if you haven't. It's legitimately the best stuff. And even better than Recharge, I swear to God, you will not find an easier and more affordable nutrient solution than those goddamn Grow Dots, man. You really knocked it out of the park with Grow Dots. Like
it's not that
I texted
hard,
you,
man. As soon as I figured out the release, the nutrient part of this isn't that hard. We were talking about, is it that hard to provide all the ingredients for the cake? No, there's some art in it. There's some art in how, whether you whip the batter for too long, or what temperature you bake it at. How long do you keep it in the refrigerator? Maybe something, a little special yeast. There's your microbes. But all that stuff matters. But if you have Morton's salt or pink Himalayan salt, $1 per pound or $30 per pound, I don't think that matters, man. I just use Arm & Hammer baking soda. I don't think you need some crazy, you know what I mean? Like, all those things, they're pretty simple. The plant don't know. Plant don't know a $100 bottle of nutrients from, a $30 bottle or $50 bottle, as long as it's clean inputs. So one thing with nutrients is some crappy stuff has heavy metals in it, so they'll just they'll just take crap that is dirtier and sells for a lot cheaper, and that's whatever. They use it for ag a lot of times, but for us, no good.
When sometimes with the cheaper inputs, you might have to do some more amending, like with the Recharge, you included the molasses, so that way there's a food substitute in there for them, to kind of get them going and hold them off. So then, if you put some other product that didn't quite have that, well, you might need something like the New Millennium Carbonaria or something like that, some sort of like refined sugar that can then feed the microbes. So yeah, the cheaper inputs, they're good. You might have to amend a little bit, do a little bit more homework, but
I just mean like ag grade stuff. There's different grades. What is it? Ag grade, food grade, and pharmacopoeia grade. Ag grade, that has to do with the freaking impurities in it, man. So if you get ag grade, whatever, ag grade peat, then it's got that very well could have heavy metals, nickel, kind of crap in it.
And we hemp gets all this credit because it's a bioaccumulator, and that's great for like when they Chernobyl has a shitload of hemp plants all planted over, because it takes up all these radiating metals that are in the soil, and then kind of accumulates them in the plant tissue. You cut them down, you burn them, and then all that stuff's out of the soil. That goes with cannabis too. If you have crappy inputs in your stuff, it is accumulating in the tissue of your bud, and you're smoking that for sure.
The plants are amazing. I mean, think about like trying to separate like carbon from like the CO2, right? Or H2O, water. Trying to separate the hydrogen from the H, hydrogen to O, oxygen. If you could do that and capture the hydrogen, like they can do that, right? Electrolysis just takes a crazy amount of power, right? That's why the hydrogen vehicles haven't taken off so much, because it takes so much power to make that hydrogen that it's not really a gain, right? Plants can do that. Plants have they just use whatever what we're saying, proton pumps and whatever in the roots. They can use their, the plant technology to separate the hydrogen from the oxygen, man. That's freaking amazing. No, am I the only one find that cool as hell?
No, that's what blew my mind. Just learning about photosynthesis is like what's actually happening there is there's all this CO2 amassed in the air. The plant wants the carbon, but not the oxygen. These photons come down, bang into them, rip the C and the O apart. That's why plants give off oxygen, because they're absorbing that carbon into their tissue, giving off that oxygen that they don't require from that place. So that's crazy.
Where's the hydrogen coming from, man? That's what I was trying to learn about, man. With the cation exchange, it has hydrogen that it's throwing down there and knocking the nutrients off the exchange sites. Where does the hydrogen come from? And it comes from in the roots. They've got the roots, and inside there, there's all these processes that go on, metabolic processes that separate the hydrogen from the oxygen. Don't forget that oxygen, what everything is made out of, either oxygen, a combination of oxygen, hydrogen, and carbon, right? Gets its oxygen from the water and the roots. I mean, it's freaking nuts. The more you look into this stuff, the more you just sit there and smoke and be like, dude, how do plants work? The freaking cooler it gets, man.
It's funny. There's two groups of people that talk about quantum mechanics and these sort of systems. There's the smartest people in the world, and stoners. Those are the two groups that have these conversations. Bro, can you believe that we're just like energy manifested? Whoa, pass the Doochie.
That is the weird thing that I tripped out about. I was reading this book and it talked about, it just made me think, man. It's talks about how everything's made out of atoms, right? Grambo, what's everything made out of? I did this on the show, right? Atoms, right?
Yes.
And then when you break atoms in their little particles, what's each atomic particle made out of?
It's neutrons, protons, and electrons.
If it's energy, none of that stuff is anything more than energetic fields. And then 99.99% of it is empty. And then you've got these like bonded energy particles, and that is making up everything. So everything. Like so if we lost, like,
when you hit something, you're not hitting it. It's the repulsion of the actual particles in there. There's nothing solid in nature. Nothing is solid.
No, I mean, if like the nuclear force were to stop, they were like, or some, let's just say it already exists. Whoa, man.
That's the most stoner thing. Couldn't you imagine being high and like someone would be like, what if AI always existed? It was just waiting for us to discover it. I'd be like, bro,
man, I was learning all about this shit today. On my YouTube, it comes up that they're going to start just having like nuclear reactors that fit inside like a shipping container and power like, I don't know, a few thousand homes or these data centers and stuff. And I'm watching that on YouTube, like, holy shit. And then the next thing is what first class air travel looked like in 1927. And it was like this kind of like Lucky Lindbergh plane and shit, and barely had internal combustion engines. I'm sorry, not 1990. Yeah, it was no 1927. Did I do that right? 1927. Yes. And then I was like, holy shit, 100 years ago, which is 2027, they're going to have nuclear reactors, powering your neighborhood, powering data centers is really what they want them for. 100 years, bro. It's crazy.
And now we're entering into the fusion era where fusion reactors are going to start coming online. And then you want to talk about, they say that with fusion, a glass of water could power New York City for a month. All right.
That's so crazy.
That's crazy. We're doing that.
It is. Like they're gonna think, and they're gonna be like, how the hell? They were just lighting things on fire from like the 19, they're gonna still consider this lighting things on fire. They're gonna be like, all right, we got past the fire age, and we just split atoms, bro.
Yeah. That's fascinating, because I think you and I were talking about it, how like when you see a nuclear reactor and there's all this like smoke coming out of it, it's not smoke. It's just steam.
Yeah.
And it's just all nuclear power plants are is taking really hot things, putting them in water, making steam, and turning the same stupid turbines that Nikola Tesla helped invent 150 years ago.
Yep. Or Lemon GF says they'll probably still charge us the same amount for power. Yeah, I didn't say it was cheaper, man. It turns out that shit's really expensive to make right now. I was like, why isn't this shit more popular? And they're like, dude, fucking coal is cheap, man. Burning stuff that comes out of the ground is cheap. It's pretty crazy. Isn't it crazy that that's why we have a lot of these problems, is because it's just cheaper to keep on doing the same shit?
No, well, I got a comment here from the Dab and Dave. We definitely tis the season to because what's happening with the Saturday show? My Saturday mornings suck without the Dude Grows show. It is back. It's back in a different form.
This one, did we? I thought we did good, man.
Yeah, we right here you'll see the first Saturday show of the new channel had gone.
Put that thumbnail up, man. I'm moving past that crap, man. I'm moving past that. All right.
Yeah,
we're back, baby.
We didn't. People are always shocked at how laissez-faire I've been, where people are like, bro, that's such bullshit. And I'll just go, look, man, like internally we know what it is, like YouTube doesn't really care about cannabis. It's just like they're hurting our money because we're hurting their money, and it's just, it is what it is. We're going to try to be more clean. Our first episode we put up did get age restricted. We did a half hour clean as hell, as Peter, still got age restricted. It's just like we're going through a weird time here, bros. So that's why it's important to support all your content creators.
I was hanging out yesterday watching Weekend at Burn. No, just kidding. I was, man. Yesterday I was hanging out, and God, what came on, man? It was The Jerk, which is amazing. What was the next one? It was The Jerk. I don't know, but it ended up with Weekend at Bernie's, bro. Ended up with Weekend at Bernie's. It was The Jerk, Meatballs, and Weekend at Bernie's, which I'm 53. So I was just doing a bunch of stuff around the house. I had them on in the background. Oh, no, actually, shit. God damn it, man. I keep thinking Colorado Chris, man. Me and, oh, man, I'm too high, man. Me and Navin Johnson, sorry, we're hanging out yesterday. And it's kind of ironic because Navin Johnson's his name, and Navin Johnson was the guy from The Jerk. But we happened to be watching that show, every single one of them. We, had the TV on for 4 or 5 hours while we're hanging out smoking. Every single commercial between them was some insane medicine. And it was just like, ask your doctor about this medicine. If your other medicine isn't doing the trick anymore, ask about this one. It might give you a boost. It was so insane, and they're all on brand, really expensive. All the new stuff is where they just charge hundreds or thousands of dollars a month for that stuff. Dude, it is such a scam right out in public, man, right in front of everybody. And they don't, long-winded, they don't want us teaching people how to grow their own medicine at home for under $500 startup and a couple $100 after that. They don't want
and
that.
even beyond, there's a new player in the game, not just the medicine aspect of it, but just straight up recreational. Like, you're cutting into people's profits. We can't be selling, these distillate pens for $40 freaking dollars if people are making their own rosin at home and they know how to put it in the oven and get it all activated and make their own edibles and make their own cartridges.
Just letting people think that they can be in charge of their own health, man. That they can do something, and hey, it's freaking really a joy. You want to talk about like being able to, I was actually doing some research today. I thought it'd be fun for a show subject about, was it Angus 420? It was somebody in the DGC was talking about if plants can feel your vibrations, or plants can, it does. And for me, I don't spend much time in my grow, but from what I know, I don't know. I bet you there's something there. I always think about giving off vibrations and stuff. Like, because we give off a heat signature, right? When they look infrared, like, that's not magic, right? Aren't those heat vibrations we're giving off, or heat waves that we're giving off? And it's enough to where
there is no thing that is not the electromagnetic radiation. It is whether it's heat or it's energy, it's all the same thing. And we're for sure plants are, like, I'll always equate, like, women. They're always like, I don't trust that guy. And then it turns out, like, I had a girlfriend that's like, I don't trust that guy. And then he ends up getting busted for being a con artist. And I go, man, I'm glad I didn't, And so everything in nature is attuned. Certain birds, certain fish can see magnetic fields. That's how, like, birds can navigate the globe with GPS accuracy, because they can actually see electromagnetic lines. So for sure plants do.
But there's a part of our brain, I think it's called like the amygdala. I'm not sure. I might have that wrong. But it is so tuned in. It is there to freaking tune in on people's just the most minute expressions. And, it's there like to keep us from getting eaten. Tiger in the bushes. Is that thing going to lunge at me or walk away? But it's like tuned in, or we have it so tuned in to where, like, like we're at the club and I said something to this girl and she goes, yeah. And I could tell she was trying, but I absolutely was positive she wasn't interested in it, You just know that kind of stuff, even if people are faking it. I remember one time somebody said something and I was just trying to be friendly, and I'm just like, tried my best to fake laugh, and they could tell. Man,
Oh, dude, you're bringing up my dating life right now. I'll always like try to like be charming and get and I go, I didn't find that funny. She knows I didn't find that funny. This is a waste of time.
It's probably why they say be yourself, right? Because they're gonna know anyway. The third eye is gonna know, brother.
Yeah, Angus had a great line there where he said, if plants had tails, they would wag when you walk in your grow. That's hilarious.
I do wonder, man. There's been a lot of experiments with that. If you guys are wondering, not bored, but want to check it out, there's a woman named Monica Gagliano, and there's a guy named Stefano Mancuso. Hey, Stefano Mancuso and Monica Gagliano. I don't know. I thought she was from America. But anyway, Stefano Mancuso, I think, is from, I don't know, another country. I'm from America, all right? It's just another country. But they study plant consciousness. He's had played music for roots, and the roots have gravitated towards the music. When he played, I'm pretty sure, I might be making this up, and I'm pretty sure when he played like classical, they grew towards it. And when he played like heavy metal, they grew away from it. It was something like that. And I could see that. Those are all vibrations, right?
I totally get it. Like, when I've taken certain chemical compounds, certain psychedelics, I literally start experiencing vibration. I remember on DMT time, I had this thought of like, dude, I totally get why we like loud music. When you're really vibing with music, you want it really loud. We just inherently accept that we want it really loud. And then when I was on the dimethyl goggles, all of a sudden I realized it's literal vibrations wrapping around me and like coating me. Whereas like quiet music kind of hits you.
Wow.
Loud music literally coats your body with vibration and resonance, and it affects your cells. And it sounds hippy dippy and woo woo, but bro, the more we get more science digs in, I'm always surprised how much hippies are right. They're right.
Let's not get crazy here, all right, man? No, I'm just kidding, man.
You,
Yeah,
you're
you are
crazy,
right. Because you know why? Because they get to think outside the box. So many of us, that's probably also why, I don't know, but so many of us are just trained. What did school and college do? It just trained you to think inside the box, man, you know?
I heard a Kanye quote from like 10 years ago. He's like, you tell your children they're not acting right. They're not acting. We don't want people acting. We want people being real. Let your children act wrong because they're not acting. They're being themselves. And I was like, Kanye, you're nuts now, but you were very prophetic 15 years ago.
I never listen to, I just, it does not on my radar, but I will hear things where people will be like, no, Kanye, he's got some shit to say, man. It's just not my thing, man.
He's I remember speaking of DMT, I remember I came down from a DMT trip with my buddy one time, and he was like, what if insane people are actually right and just they have no way of using words to explain the things they see, and then they just say nonsense? Like famously, the Unabomber was in the Harvard LSD experiment.
He's not insane. That's different. That was just a kind of a guy that was marching.
They put Ted Kaczynski.
Maybe he was insane.
We're all getting in trouble.
Yeah,
we're coming up on an hour. We go off the rails.
I can't say that the Unabomber wasn't insane. He was.
But what if they gave him so much lysergic acid diethylamide that he broke through the veil, saw the future of AI and technology, and in his own crazy mind was like, I have to do something, and his something was like stupid, but maybe crazy people are right, bro. I don't know.
Yeah, there's different levels of crazy, man.
There's levels of crazy.
Yeah. Yes.
There's a lot of
what else, Grambo? Crazy... Come on. Oh yeah, soil particles. That's right. No, I'm just kidding. There's no way we're gonna talk about that's what always happens. Anytime we have a guest, we'll write up a format, or at least when I'm involved. And then we'll never use that format. We'll just start talking to our buddy and totally go off the rails, man.
I am particularly high today. I'd been sick for the last week and a half. And so I literally could not smoke. It was like razor blades in my lungs. It was undoable. You cough and you can taste your cough, like, wow, I'm sick in there. So I only took edibles. I took the Tropicana Skittles. I was just pounding them Skittles for like 10 days. Bro, I was hitting the, actually, I don't have it sitting here, but some of your guava emergency, some of the Scotty stash. And bro, I felt like I started the show and I was like, bro, I feel good. I'm feeling good. And then halfway through the show, here, you and I talking, I literally had a moment where I was like, bro, I'm so high right now. I'm losing the thread.
I don't know how you do it, man. That's I thank God I got most of them back. I got really high before this, and it does make me feel really dumb when I forget. I'm like, oh, what was I talking about? So it's nice. We'll do the shows. Actually, I don't really care anymore as far as I was going to say we pre-record the shows, but man, it's been 10 years. People know who I am. They know that some stuff I know and some stuff I don't know. And I'm not embarrassed to tell you that. Learn right with you.
The thing that we definitely try to, we all try our best to stay as coherent as possible during is the Dude Grows Grow Talk. So for you guys that love the Dude Grow Show, man, the Dude Grow Show, it got deleted for sure. But the Shorts channel, another shout out to High C, giving us the inspiration to start this a different angle. And this isn't just Dude Grows clips. It's every week we sit down and we try not to get too high, and we make really direct content that is great. So if you guys are missing your Dude Grows fix because of the deletion, and you don't know about Dude Grows Grow Talk, head over there, DGC Grow Talk. In fact, if you just Google Dude Grow Show, it's the #1 thing that comes up right now. But you know what, Scott? I Googled Dude Grow Show, and the modern channel actually comes up.
Really? In an incognito window or a regular window?
Spoken like a person who does this.
It's so depressing, man, because we had a lot of people that enjoyed the show, and I looked yesterday, it was like 600 people I think they would have checked some of it out, but 600 people, got the notification or were able to figure out that it was around and shit. Those are probably just our paid guy people, our
not
supporters.
only did we get the channel deleted, we only have 1,000 subs, but then the video got age gated. So the fact that we hit 1,000, because it's at 1,000 right now. I'm looking at the back end, and it just crossed 1,000 views. We got 14 or 1,100 subscribers. Definitely, once again, you guys go over, if you haven't already, type in. YouTube's changed their functionality. They use @ like Twitter or Instagram or anything. So if you type @ Dude Grows 3.0, it will take you directly to the channel. You can find it. Make sure you subscribe over there. It really helps us have the motivation, and the show is going to be back. It's a mix though, so it's a little bit on YouTube, and now we're pushing everyone because now we've been deleted twice, guys. So we're not joking. RealDGC.com. It is the home of the Dude Grows Show. You can support us over there. You can engage with us. Banners over there. Dudes over there. I'm over there. You can really I answer all my DMs. You can see I have 15 DMs right here. I'll be answering those tonight. It's a labor of love. I love communicating with the DGC. So Dude Grows 3.0, RealDGC.com. That's where you can find us. That's where you can show us some love. Yes.
Huge. And I do want to say also, Spotify has been extremely cool. Our show is still on Spotify, and they do video. It works on your TV really good. So, yeah, man. I don't know. It's just hoping that people will. I don't know. Like I said, I enjoy doing the show.
It's literally the funnest thing, like no matter what problems I have going on in life, once you hit go live or you hit that record,
you let it go for an hour.
It's just
You're right.
Single-mindedly focused on just having fun, great conversations, talking about the plant, the thing that all of us in the Dude Grows, like the show specifically, all of us that do the show, the plant's really affected all of our lives. I supported myself when I was a broke pizza delivery guy, a broke Zamboni driver, by being a legacy market sort of character. Then, it took care of me when my baby was born. I'm working dispensaries. I'm flipping packs here and there, and now it's taking care of it again. So we're really plant people. Everyone, we're stoners, baby.
I'm sorry. I'm just looking. Hey, I love it, brother. I'm looking at the chat, man. All the familiar friends that are here. I saw Raider Dank Bader was there. He's talking about the Guava Gator. Yeah, I will. I'll trade you pizza right now, man. Straight up, pie per gram, man. All right.
Dude, last night I was baked as hell. I was baked. I opened up Instagram and there's Fuego pizza, with that pepperoni just glistening. I'm trying to eat better, so I'm not ordering the Uber Eats. Boy, Raider, you almost triggered me last night, bro. I almost ordered me a pizza at 1 a.m. and eat it all by myself.
Oh, really? Almost. I went to Slice Works at 1 a.m. Actually, I went there while walking. Slice Works is a really good pizza place down in Denver. Like, really good slices. And I'm walking there. I'm like, dude, I'm gonna get me a slice. It was like, I don't know. It might have been past. It might have been around 1 for all I know. And I was walking the dogs like one last time before they go to sleep. And I just could not figure out how to get me and the dogs and standing in line to get pizza. You know what I mean? I was like, I can't. Mister, can you hold my dogs? It was like 1 a.m. So, yeah, I came back and got pizza at 2 a.m. after I walked the dogs. Moral of the story.
Yeah,
welcome to Denver, breakfast.
My friend.
yeah. They ate it for breakfast, man.
I had this girl come over on Monday, and she stayed over till like 1 a.m. and she's like, I'm starving. And I was like, let me take you to my favorite. We got a place called Pie Hole down the street. I was like, let me take you to my favorite. She thought it was so baller. Denver's nightlife is fun.
Yeah, Denver's fun. It was a lot of fun.
Denver's
went to that baseball game last couple of days ago, and when I get there, I show up, and I don't know, not that early, and it's 9-0, and I'm explaining to my wife how the Rockies are. What's up, sicko? How the Rockies are like one of the worst teams, or possibly the worst team in history. Yeah, and you know why we went? Because my buddy wanted to go because it was Grateful Dead night. So I wanted to go.
Which is weird.
Shakedown Street was playing, and the joke is I am not a deadhead. I'm like a rock and roll guy, like a little bit heavier. I do not into the dead. So all my friends poke fun of me. Dead and Bluegrass. I get poked fun of a bunch. So we went to this game, and just because I got tickets. Oh, Grambo, I love this story. Dude, the guy I got tickets from is just a regular dude, a friend of my buddy. And he goes, here, let me get you tickets. He got us front row tickets in the club level. I go, how the hell did you do that? He goes, I went to grade school with the owner. He went to grade school with the owner of the Rockies. And I'm like, you're full of shit. But he texted him and got us front row tickets, man. Is that crazy or what?
It's good to have friends.
It's good to have friends, man. But anyway, so we went there. The game ended up, it was 9-0 when we got there. The Rockies were losing. They ended up winning 17-16. There was 33. It was the most craziest game.
Whoa.
It was so funny, man. Yeah, it was fun. Good times, bro.
I went a month or two ago, and they lost 12-1. So I just assumed you were like they won. Like, oh my God, that's crazy.
Dude, here's the one for the chat, man. So my buddy's hanging out. My buddy's not nearly as crazy as me. And he goes, my buddy Perry, he's pretty mellow, starts hitting the vape pen in the stands. And he's like passing it to me, like everything's cool. And I'm like, I don't really want to get carried out of here. You know what I mean? And I thought those days were over of me getting kicked out of places. But yeah, they were. So I'm like, chat, do you guys vape in the stands? Not, of course, in concerts, yes. But yeah, you go to a football game or a baseball game, I could see doing one quick one, but I don't know about at a anyway, I was a wimp and said no. I don't want to get in trouble.
It's very funny when you go to like a Broncos game, a Rockies game. There's smoking sections at these arenas, and you'll walk in, and there's big signs that say no marijuana. Well, you're smoking it, but they say you're not allowed to. Yeah. You're not allowed to technically, even though it's legal. Even in the legalist of legal, we're still second-class citizens on fire.
I was smoking out. I was walking down the street, and I was like, "Oh, there's a cop right about 5 feet away." I'm like, "All right, I won't hit it right now. I'll hit it when I walk." But I mean, like, I saw some James Mercer put up a post, and it's like I had the hippie and the cop, and it just was like it was. I can't remember what the meme was, but it was like, if you leave us alone for this plant, we wouldn't have to be enemies,
Right. Yes.
Yeah. Anyway.
It's funny though, like that my whole life, if it wasn't for cannabis, I might be one of the most law-abiding humans on the planet.
I thought you were going to say you might be a cop.
No, I don't. If I hadn't ever smoked weed, I do get the sense that I probably would have become a lawyer. I love minutia of things. I love diving in to the details. I love passionate. I love oratory. I love human interaction. I probably would have ended up at law school.
I have to pay a lawyer, whatever. Hey, somebody's using one of my trademark names. So I have to go. And then the lawyer's like, well, they don't want to do anything. So we have to send them a letter. Well, we have to send them another letter. Each letter is like $400. Sometimes there's $600 for a letter. I get so bummed out with them. That's our American legal system. If you don't have money to hire a lawyer, you don't really have, doesn't matter what your rights are because you can't defend them.
I was trying to scroll through my Instagram real quick and find a picture of at the Emerald Cup. We're all smoking weed, and this cop like walks by, and he's just like, "Hey, you guys seem cool. Mind if I hang out?" And we're smoking a joint, and he's hanging out. And I was like, "Can I take a picture with you?" He's like, "Sure." It's like San Francisco cop, good looking. He's too good looking
cop. Good looking cop. Yeah. Man,
I hate good looking people because I realize that I'm less good looking than I think I am.
Grambo, you look. I think Grambo has. Yeah, man, you look like you could be in a movie. You have movie star good looks. All right, you would have to be the villain. You would be like the guy that says, "If he dies, he dies." Do it. Yeah.
If he dies, he dies.
Yes, man. Yes.
Yes, I have no choice but to admit I've been called handsome so many times in the last year by pretty women. I'm not hot. I'm handsome. Apparently,
There
there's
you
a
go.
difference.
Take it, man. Dude, trust me on this. Being hot is a burden, man. It's a pain in the ass. Where everywhere you go, you just know they're just eyeing you up like you're a piece of meat. You know what I mean? It's yeah.
I want it.
Yeah,
I want in on that.
That's why I don't go out that much. No, I'm just kidding, man.
As I just was scrolling through, I found this old meme I had made like years ago with all of us. It says Grand Theft Auto
I love
flower.
that one. I love that one. Why
Hell
did you make yourself look insane?
That's actually, that picture is from me getting a vasectomy. That's 2 minutes after my vasectomy.
You made Banner look like the evil. He's the one, the evil leader. If he dies, he dies.
If he dies, he dies. Yeah, I get Sean William Scott a lot. You know, people always tell me I look like Sean William Scott from a Dude Where's My Car. And
let's not push it. All right, let's not push.
I don't know.
Oh my God! Speaking of that, I walked the dogs the next day. It's 7:15 in the morning. My dogs aren't used to being. My dogs aren't used to being. Hang on, man. Damn, I'm looking at the text, man. Yes, I'm walking in Denver the next morning, and this guy is just doing this, man. Bloop 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 bloop, and I'm like, lost your car, huh? Yep. You see those people? What is that? A walk of shame? This is a new one where you're just hitting the fob trying to find your car.
I had a date with the hottest Colombian girl ever, and I forgot where I parked. And she's like, "I'm getting tired." I was like, "Oh, baby, let's just keep going. Let's keep going." I was the most embarrassing. It didn't work out.
Yeah, it didn't work out.
We'll say that. It didn't work out. Damn.
How I supposed to date you? You can't even. I can't do a Colombian accent, man.
I just want a girl to call me
Puppy. Can't even find your car. Puppy. I had that, and it's not that cool, man. Ready? Puppy, buy me chicken wings. No, it's not that cool, man. I'm over it, man. I'm over it.
I'm all about that life.
My friends made fun of me until we broke up. All right, with that girl, man. I still, if I see people from Florida, they might say it to me.
If anything, okay? if I had any thoughts when we were out at the club, you and Mrs. Real may have been the more senior people in the club, but you guys got a solid relationship, a fun relationship, and yes, you have a great wife, a great life, my friend. So
yes, I have a great.
You're
wife,
doing just fine.
God, that makes life easy when somebody is naturally happy. My wife is a happy person. Yeah, it's amazing. Even when she's just scrolling TikTok and laughing. You know what I mean? Sometimes I'm like, dude, what are you doing, man? And I'm like, shit, you know what she's doing? She's laughing. The hell do I care?
She's doing the thing that all women on the planet do. These goddamn shorts, it is what it is, baby.
Man, I don't mind, like I'm down I guess like an 18 or 20 minute YouTube show. It's pretty much equivalent to watching a half-hour TV show, right? TV's done in 3 7-minute segments, usually 21 minutes long. So that's what I watch, like those. 2-Bit Da Vinci is a good one. Shoot, what are some of your favorite channels, man?
Right now, I love a lot of motivational sort of like thinking sort of stuff. So I know people don't like Andrew Huberman because he doesn't love cannabis, but like Andrew Huberman, I love Diary of a CEO. Stephen Bartlett is my guy. I love Tom Bilyeu. He's brilliant out there. I've been studying economics through Tom Bilyeu at Impact Theory University. I watch long form. I watched a 7-hour documentary about the show Lost like a month ago. I'm crazy, Scott. Those edibles hit, and I just
you don't watch video on here, right? Dude, you guys gotta Google the Rockwell Retro Encabulator. Grambo, this one is going on Is It Real? The Rockwell Retro Encabulator, man. It is the most unbelievable amount of jargon you've ever heard. To the point where I'm like, it's just funny, man. Just Google that thing. It's funny. Yeah, you go Smarter Every Day. Come on, listen to cool channels, man.
Destin from Smarter Every Day. He's an actual rocket scientist who's just a hillbilly from Alabama. who's brilliant. I actually had a bit about Smarter Every Day, just where it's like brilliant rednecks because NASA chose to be in the South. So there's this breed of Alabama Southern.
yeah,
shit,
yeah,
man, that
you're
ain't
right.
nothing but you're talking about hexadecimals, bro. There ain't nothing but 6 digits in hexadecimals. I go, what the fuck?
Yeah,
And
the
yeah, Y-Files. I don't watch as
B1M.
much Y-Files, but I do love it. Shout out to the Echofish.
All right, I'm looking to see the good ones. B1M. Do you know Kyle Hill, Grambo?
Huh? No.
Oh man, he's got the most beautiful hair. All right, you want to talk about movie star looks? It's this dude. He's like a physicist, kind of quantum physicist, but he looks like he should be, I don't know, maybe in medieval times or something. You know, a Renaissance fest. He's just an interesting looking dude, man.
Tico is watching Spy Hard right now. Shout out to Leslie Nielsen, baby.
Good. The German science guy, he's pretty good. Undecided with Matt Farrell, he's good too. Yeah, I love watching this stuff. All these are content creators. Most of them, dude, they put a lot of time into these shows, man. They're well edited.
Bro,
you know what?
When I started doing YouTube, like when I started becoming a professional YouTube producer like 5 years ago, I remember my first week, I go, how does anything exist? How do these channels, like we watch those modern Marvels channels, you know, like they cut every 3 seconds for 45 minutes.
It is true, by the way, when you watch TV next time, it has to do with how short our attention span is. Just count 1, 2, 3, and you'll see there's an edit. And then you go 1, 2, 3, and they'll change camera angles. They'll never let the camera be still for more than 3 seconds because I guess
you can see that in Dude Grow Show when I have all these rules for, like, you know, I cut on go to a 2-shot if someone stumbles, if like you're talking and you're like oh, what was that guy, I cut to a 2-shot of you and Brett immediately because it's like there's all these things you got to keep. The human brain, it's fascinating.
Is Dog the Bounty Hunter still alive? I thought I remember. Didn't he pass, man?
It seems like a guy that would die.
It does, doesn't it, man? It does. Who knows, man?
Yeah, I don't know. Let's see. He oh my God, he was born in Denver, Colorado. How about that?
Who, Dog?
Yeah.
Damn, you're pretty good, man. You're pretty good. The dapper.
I got that young Jamie in me, baby.
Damn.
Dwayne Chapman.
Yeah, right. Hang on, I'm looking to see what everybody's watching here, but the scroll's going too fast. Dog never surrenders. He's alive. All right.
Hell yeah. Stuff. Well, as we're talking about that, we've crossed. We're coming up on an hour 20, Scott. We did it. We nailed it through.
How long do you go normally?
Usually right about an hour. I'll pull it around an hour. You know, things I tend to fall off the rails. I'll be talking about choking women around the 59-minute mark.
Yeah, I've noticed that. Call me before you do that, and I'll tell you not to do that next time.
The dude got a text one night where he's like, dude, are you watching Grambo Grows? He's going off. And I was like, I wonder what I was talking about. What time did he text you that? And I went back and I was talking about how I was watching YouTube videos on, because I do jujitsu to learn how to choke men, but there's no real content on how to choke women. So I had to like watch some YouTube videos about how to, and because you always go too far. They always want you to go too far.
Rambo, are you nuts, man? What the hell's going on with you, man?
I'm telling you.
You're a fictional character, bro.
Choke me, daddy. I'm gonna go to GRAMBO.shop and get yourself a Choke Me Daddy shirt.
Right on, pig. I don't know. That's what Bleach says.
We got a homie in the chat called Pig. So speaking of content creators, you guys need to check out. You need to check out the Dude Grow Show 3.0. Go over, follow us over there. It really is going to help us as we unfold here. It's still in good standing. Scotty Real 420. This is High C and Scotty do a very unique take on the cannabis sort of thing. They have a funny dynamic. I love High C. High C is getting he's getting knowledgeable about cannabis. He actually knows a lot about ganja these days.
Dude, it's been 176. I think I worked on episode 177 of the Scotty Real 420 channel. And it's just funny because I still consider it new but it's been going on for a couple
Right.
years. We do 2 of them a week. And also Lil Real is the editor on these. Dude, she's got to know a lot about growing now. I mean, there's most of these just take one thing, and I try to really understand one thing enough to explain it simply. And it takes about 10, 12 minutes, but yeah, I'm proud of these.
Yeah, it's amazing how it just starts to stick in there. So Dude Grows 3.0, Scotty Real 420. Subscribe over here if you haven't. It really helps me every Sunday. I always joke, every Sunday I wake up and go, I'm canceling the stream tonight. There's no way. I wake up just feeling, no, I'm not doing it. And then every week I do it, and I feel like $1,000,000. Like after we get done right now, I'm going to do my post show. And I'm going to go out for a 5-mile walk. I'm going to take some edibles and go for a walk, listen to a nice audio book. I was in a meeting the other day, and audiobooks got brought up, and they're like what's everybody listening to right now? And it's like, oh, I'm listening to this economics book, and it gets to me, and I go, a book called The Ethical Slut about non-monogamy. I'm not going to lie, but yes, I'm reading The Ethical Slut. It's a great book, 11-hour audio book.
I hope that's about like Chinese businessmen or something like that.
It's about how to be a man whore with respect. I'm all about respect, Scotty. I'm throwing dick and compliments.
Grambo.
Professionally immature.
Navin Johnson, a little note for you, brother. Keep it real. Just keep it real, man.
Well, I love you, Scotty Real. Thank you.
Love you, Grambo. You rock, brother. You rock, man.
And I will see you in the flesh tomorrow. You're heading to Florida. I'm heading to Hawaii. It's gonna be crazy.
Hawaii, man. Enjoy that. Just enjoy every minute of it, man. It's gonna be awesome.
I'm going to enjoy it. So thank you, my friend, and I will see you tomorrow.
All right. See you tomorrow, brother.
All right, later, Scotty. All right, guys, we did it. That was the late night smoke. I hope you learned something. As I said, I actually like 9 months ago, I booked a self-development and business seminar in Hawaii, and it's next week. So there won't be a late night smoke next week. I will be in Honolulu, and I won't be on a beach. I will be I might be on the beach a little bit, but I'm going to a self-development seminar, learning about business, learning about sales, learning about just networking, and it couldn't be a better time. We were at the club the other day. Scotty gives me a lot of credit because I was very ballsy and did just approach women and ask them to dance, but that's just dancing. I didn't take anyone home or anything. Opening conversations, opening up business relationships, opening up friends. I get a lot of dates. I have a great success with women. You know what the hardest thing is? Meeting dudes, like good friends and men. So I value men. It's hard to meet good men. I need more good men in my life. So I'm going out there, good men like L420 DGC. I love this guy, him and his lady friend, 2 of my favorite people out in the world. Growers love to everybody. Before we get out of here, I have to give epic thanks to everyone who has become members here today. We got Tall Boy dropping those 5 gift subs, throwing us $10. Once again, that goes in the Grambo Needs a Grambo fund. Every dollar that comes into the Grambo Grows channel goes towards the next phase of this channel. I really want to blow it up, and I want to make some really unique. I wanted to be a filmmaker. I wanted to make movies, and it's come to my attention now. It's just like, dude, the reason I learned to make movies was because I'm going to make very high production, cinematic quality cannabis content here on YouTube, and that is coming up very shortly. So stay tuned for that. We got Who Hit a Skunk, new member, Soylent Green dropping not 1 gift sub, but 2 gift subs. Angus 420, one of the best community members all in the game. I'm seeing Angus everywhere. We got one of my favorite names, Mean Green Tokerland, over there hanging out. We got Uncle Strawberry coming in. And speaking of one of my male friends, one of my closest male friends in here, one of my favorite humans in the world, new member, extract seller, Kyle. Kyle Terps is what I'm calling him. I'm calling like big, what we call you, Big Daddy Turp, Kyle Daddy Turp. I can't remember. We got so effed up on a Saturday night. I barely remember anything, or Friday night. See, I don't even remember what day it was. So thank you everybody who's here supporting me. I really, really, really appreciate it. There would be no Grambo Grows without you guys. So I epically appreciate it. And so we'll be back Wednesday. We got Jug Dealers on Tuesday. We got Dude Grows on Wednesday. We're out of town. I'm not exactly sure how recording all this. Dude is out of town like Monday, Tuesday. I'm out of town Wednesday through Scotty's out of town. So maybe we all miss a show. I don't know, but make sure you go follow over there. Dude Grows 3.0. Love you guys. And shout out as we're closing here to my guy, Cannabis Vibe. He's GramFam. He's Gramborg. He's a juggernaut. Love that guy. And then also shout out to this lady. She's holding it down. If you don't know All That's Green, go follow her on Instagram. She is the best. And we got Chad Westport gonna be hanging out. So definitely it's gonna be me, it's gonna be Banner, it's gonna be Chad Westport, it's gonna be Scotty, it's gonna be an awesome freaking week here in the cannabis community. So thank you guys. I love you so much. Thank you for giving me a reason to hold my shit together every single Sunday. And I will see you all then. My name is Josh Grambo. Nothing but good vibes up in here. This is
We're dropping knowledge on Grambo Grows, talking about plants